If you come down and look at what lowriding is and look at what we do, you'll have a completely different view. The lowriding scene is not only going out and showing your cars and stuff like that, but it's giving back. It's a brotherhood, sisterhood. We take care of each other. My car is a 1963 Chevy Impala Wagon. It's got a brilliant PPG red paint job, white top, four-door. The wheels are 14-inch Superior wire wheels. The air ride system is Air Ride Technologies, airbagged on all four corners. The motor is a 502 Ramjet. It's got 700R transmission, Curry rear ends, leather interior, dash has been painted red, Kenwood stereo system, 2 amps, 3 12-inch woofers. You get to the car shows and just watching people looking at your vehicles, it's just an amazing feeling. I've had this car just under a year. I acquired it through a buddy of mine. I kept looking at this car and telling him that whenever you're ready to sell it, I want it. Finally, he called me up and said, Derrick, I'm ready to sell this car. I picked up the car pretty much the way it sits right now, minus the wheels. It had 20-inch Foy wheels on it. It feels great to be back in the lowriding scene. Lowriding's always been in my blood. I had a 78 Monte Carlo back in the days that I never really got to fix up. I've been out of the scene for a long time, so when I saw this one, it's like I had to jump on it. I got into lowriding through my family. My brother-in-law, my brother, lots of friends were all in the New Arrivals Car Club. I was always with them. I was helping my brothers clean their vehicles. They would take us for a ride. We'd go to car shows. It was an eye-opener to see how all your brothers come together and help each other out. Getting my vehicle ready to come down here, I had like 3 days, 4 days notice to get my vehicle ready to do a complete transformation. And I couldn't do it by myself. My buddies from the Tavares Family Car Club come down and they just jumped into action. We had to transform it from alloy wheels to wire wheels. So just finding parts and them coming down for 3 days straight, day and night, taking my front end apart, putting the new brakes and discs and stuff to make the wheels fit, the rear end. I mean, we just had to do so much stuff. It's just an amazing feeling, the way these guys just jumped into it, and it's just an amazing feeling to see everybody come in. That's the lowriding scene right there. That's what lowriding is all about, and all your family and friends just come down and help you out. It's amazing. I was born in Salinas, California. Anything you could think of that involves produce, 99% of that is coming from Salinas. My mom was raised in Soledad, California. My biological dad I wasn't with. I was at a very young age when my mom divorced. She remarried. My stepfather was my dad. She was very, very hardworking. My mom is an amazing person. She does so much for us. She would do car washes to raise money to be able to pay bills for us or buy us clothes, when we had to go to school. She would do that to provide for us. My mother worked at an elementary school for years, and then she was working at a college for many years, and ultimately retired from working at the correctional facility. Growing up, I was not a good student. I went to North Salinas High School. I ended up maybe completing the first year. It was hard for me to learn. I could sit there and learn all day long, but when it comes to the test, it's hard for me to retain it. I ended up dropping out of high school. When I dropped out of high school, I didn't have a sense of what I wanted to do, where I was going. I was just going with the flow. My first job was at McDonald's. Worked there for a year or two, and I went to Burger King. Eventually, I started driving a forklift for a produce company, and I did it for like 10 years. One day, while I was in Arizona, I got into a little bit of trouble. I ended up getting locked up. I got locked up for 5 years. My son was about 4 years old when I got locked up. So I missed a lot of his life. When I got out, I wanted to make sure that I was, around for my kids. It was hard for me to find a job because nobody wants to hire an ex-felon. So ultimately, I got back into produce. I did it for a year. And then when I came back, I worked, and it was almost time to go back again, and that's when I met my wife. We hit it off really good. She would come visit me. I just wanted to be there, so I quit my job and came back to California. I was looking around, and then I saw an ad for a tow truck driver. A guy saw me, and I told him my story, and they ended up hiring me. That's where my career started in the towing industry. I was towing for probably about, I'd say the first year, it was just light duty towing. And then I got my Class A commercial license, got hired on by a big tow company, which was Doc's Towing. I worked for them for about 10 years. The owner had bought another company in Oakhurst, California, which is quite a ways from Salinas, where we're from. And he decided he didn't want to keep coming back and forth, so I ended up buying a portion of the company, doing the heavy duty stuff. So I started with 3 trucks. The first year when we started, it was in 2007. And as everybody knows, in 2008, the recession hit. After the recession hit, we were struggling, and I was ready to give up. My wife just kept saying, no, we're not doing it. We're gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. 12 years later, we grew from 3 trucks to 38 pieces of equipment, from light duty tow trucks, medium duty, heavy duty, transports, heavy equipment, trailers. If it wasn't for my wife, we wouldn't be where we're at. My company is Always Towing in Salinas, California. When we started, it was just me. And then I hired one guy. And between me and him, we were going back and forth, and from truck to truck. We were running day and night. I didn't have no experience in owning or being a business owner. We've been fortunate coming from where we came from and not having stuff all the time. So we started donating, doing stuff for our community. I did build a special truck. It's a 2014 Dodge Ram flatbed tow truck. It's for breast cancer. We built it in my grandmother's honor. She was a breast cancer survivor. A portion of what we made on that truck, we would donate back to Relay for Life, which we were a big part of. There's an event on Christmas Day that we helped out with the Hackett family. Christmas Day, we would go to Sacred Heart and we would donate all the food for the less fortunate. We would feed them a full meal, and that hall would get packed 3 to 4 times in that day. We'd give out Christmas presents to all the kids. I would dress up as Santa Claus, and we just had the back thing full of toys, and we were just handing out toys to everybody, all the kids. We'd have blankets, we'd have clothes, beanies, gloves, just stuff to make them a little more comfortable. I love giving back as much as I can. We do it all the time. Growing up to what I was when I was a kid, to getting incarcerated and coming out and having a second chance, I would have never, ever thought that I'd be where I am today. A big part is my wife. What I have, what we've done, it just shows that anybody can do it. You keep your mindset to the positive, just keep pushing forward. If you have your mindset, you can do whatever you want. The lowriding scene is not only going out and showing your cars and stuff like that, it's giving back. All your brothers come together and help each other out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. People will see in you. If you really pour your heart out to them and you really want to do it, show them that you could do it. And that's what we did. My name is Derrick Perez. I am an entrepreneur, and I am a lowrider role model.